Stephen Holloway from Katy, Texas, and Trey Booker from Jacksonville, Florida, the #1 quarterback and wide receiver coming out of high school. And somehow the Louisiana Ragin Cajuns got them to commit to their school. Out of all schools in the nation, they chose this one, and there's some reasons for that, but also just know that these guys have never played with each other in high school, middle school. As a matter of fact, as y'all heard, they're from completely different states. The only way that they met each other was online, playing PlayStation 4 on 2K. And that was their freshman year in high school. And they didn't even realize who they were talking to. They didn't realize that each other were top players in their own state. So eventually they started doing summer workouts with each other since, they didn't go to the same school or the same state or nothing. So eventually they just started to work out with each other, and then they started to realize that they really want to go to the same college. And they decided they wanted to go to a college that kind of needed that help. And as much as people told them that they should go to schools like LSU, Alabama, even Ohio State and Michigan, they didn't want that, And I understand that people are definitely gonna criticize them for not going to a higher status school, playing against way better opponents, stuff like that. But this is what they wanted, and they're gonna have to show out this season and hopefully get to the playoff and, see what they could do with this school. Now, the good thing is though, this season, they don't have only Sunbelt schools on their schedule. They got a couple good schools actually, and those being UNC, Missouri, and even LSU, crazy enough. And the way that LSU even got on their schedule is because when the Ragin Cajuns realized that the #1 quarterback and #1 wide receiver was coming to their school, they wanted to see if they could have a chance against LSU. So I guess we're going to see whenever that game comes up. But right now, they're in a close one against Rice. At the interception thrown by Stephen Holloway, probably shouldn't have been thrown, but scoring a touchdown here to extend a lead. The defense got to stop. It's 3rd and 12 now. In 5 wide, no one was really open, but that boy Trey came across the field so Steven could find him. Now, if you're wondering about the other series, I don't know if I'll be able to, finish that one out, but this is going to be the one that we really get into. And hey, I know the other guy name was Steve, and this guy Steven, but don't even worry about that. You feel me? But yes, I am playing on Share Play. If you on PlayStation 5, you could do this with your homeboy. Bet y'all can see they got in this game against Rice, blew them out 45-21. That second half was crazy. And in Steven's first game, 370, 51%, 4 touchdowns. He went out there and went crazy. And man, the run game was there too. 2 rushing touchdowns, 76 yards on 11 attempts. They did their thing too. And Trey Booker in his first game, man, balled out. But as I was saying, yeah, I did this just like how I did the last video, this co-op RTG. You just want to go to Dynasty mode. And if you're on PS5, then you could do the share play and then, create players. But you got Sim 1 season, then you could create your players and you could do this with quarterback, running back, any of that. If you want to see any other positions, y'all let me know. But right now, the Ragin Cajuns are actually down in this game against UL Monroe. But look, on that right side, they got a really fast wide receiver. Rahi Dennis, yeah. He's like that. I mean, that's really all he could do is run in a straight line. But hey, they're going to use that a lot this season for sure. But tie game now after the defense got to stop trying to throw this back shoulder fade ball to Trey, and he secures that catch. And then now here on 1st and goal to go ahead and take the lead. Got the guy in the slot wide open for the touchdown. Now look, I ain't say nothing about how these guys play, but just know that Trey is a 6'4" Mike Evans type of wide receiver. He can go up there, get it. He got some pretty good route running. He's not the fastest, but hey man, he do what he need to do. And Steven was 6'2", 215, 220. He's an all-around type of quarterback. He's not the fastest, but he always works on his agility and stuff like that, and he's a pretty accurate quarterback. I mean, when he needs to be. Sometimes he will throw an inaccurate pass every once in a while, but I mean, he's a freshman right now. We're going to see how he progresses through this year and even through the rest of his career. But kind of just like last game, Ragin Cajuns are starting to take off a little bit. If a school can't keep up with the scoring of the Ragin Cajuns, they're just going to lose. There's no way you're going to be able to come back when they're up by 14 points. 3rd down, Trey's wide open basically with a one-on-one, but Steve decides to scramble and he decides to throw the ball a little bit too late. He should have just took off with it, but instead, 4th down now, they're going to have to hope that they make this field goal, which they did, keeping them up 10 points because UL Monroe went in and scored a touchdown. Now, it might be too late for that because now in the 4th quarter, their running back would take off a huge touchdown, which will basically secure this dub. And it did, as the Ragin Cajuns win this game 38-21. And this game was a little bit less accurate, but still put up 4 touchdowns, had a pretty decent game overall. You feel me? Had a little bit of rushing yards, I guess. You know what I'm saying? The run game was good with that boy Williams as well. And this game, receiving wise, was a little bit more split. You know, Trey didn't really do amazing, but they got the dub. But now this week was the game I was talking about. The biggest game by far on their schedule. And with a lot of people saying that they made the wrong decision going to a Sunbelt school, I guess we really gonna see how good they can be playing against like top competition in the nation. Now, they do have bad teammates, so to speak, with the talent disparity between LSU and them, but we're gonna see how they play. Now, obviously, Steven is going to need Trey to get open a lot here in this game. But not only that, the other guys on this squad are going to have to step up, especially the O-line. Now, here on second down, Steven tried to scramble, took a hit, fumbled the ball, LSU picks it up, and now they already lose their first drive of the game. Now, somehow, Louisiana was able to stop LSU from scoring a touchdown. But still, that pass rush from LSU is really showing itself. Like, even on that play, he took a hit while throwing that ball. Now, third down, Trey's supposed to be running a slant, but look, if he ran that slant, probably would have got it. But fourth down, and this time LSU was able to score a touchdown. And once again, LSU's defense is just playing great. Luckily, Trey was able to get open this time to get the first down, but once again, third down. It's going to be real difficult for Steven to, try to find his guys, especially when the pass rush is this good. Like, look at the line. Somehow he didn't get sacked. I don't know what happened. And he's trying to hit Trey. He got Trey wide open. Great play. It was a broken one, but hey, sometimes you got to do that. And then here on this play, Trey wide open down the field, beat his man. And this ball was just perfect. But right now, they're fighting an uphill battle, down 7-19 here in the third quarter. They need a touchdown here. Who he got? Trey, of course, once again, to score that touchdown. The defense able to get a stop. So they're only down 5 points. Scoring here will be huge, and he's going to target his guy almost every single time as long as he's open. Now second down, fourth quarter finally, and he got Trey again, but instead he's going to go ahead and take off. He ain't went throw no interception on that play, but LSU started to strap up once again, got these dudes to 3rd and 7, dropping back in the pocket. That pass rush coming in, got Trey taking the hit, securing that catch still. Hey man, that boy Trey is really balling out, and now Steven got his guy Dennis on the outside and on 3rd and goal, trying to get a run going here. They need to pick this up, try to do a QB sneak, but just couldn't get in. So they decided to go for it again on 4th down, and the run didn't work. And that might cost them the game. But Louisiana's defense went out there, got a stop on LSU. And now he on second down with a minute left, throwing this thing down the field to Trey. And he got his hands on it, but took a hit, lost the ball. And now on 3rd down, on that right side, y'all see Dennis. He is very fast. And honestly, if he was able to get this ball out, it would have been a touchdown for sure. But 4th down now, and he tried to throw it to Dennis once again. He was one-on-one, but that pass rush just completely destroyed that whole drive basically. And so they lose this game. And look, they was playing against LSU. And now I'm gonna tell you one thing. They balled out, and you can't say that they didn't. They did good. It's only so much you could do with talent on your team playing against LSU. You feel me? Even especially at Death Valley, like, hey man, they play well. But that's not where the competition ends at, because in back-to-back weeks, now they got UNC, another pretty good school. They're worse than LSU, but they're still good. Now, after losing to LSU the way that they did, you already know Louisiana's coming out here with a different type of energy. And even though UNC is definitely like a way better school with better talent, they still got to come out here with some type of intensity. Now, their first drive was bad, but the defense came out there, got a stop on UNC, and the offense just doesn't look like it can move right now. It's 3rd and 8. They really need to pick up a first down, and they end up doing it. Scrambling, he finds Dennis, but it went to somebody completely different, to tight end. Luckily, he was the one who caught it, because it probably wouldn't have been secured if it wasn't him. But now on 3rd down, Trey with an amazing corner route to score his first touchdown of the game. And then after UNC only scored 3 points on their last drive, they give Louisiana the opportunity to go ahead and take the lead here in this game. And that's what they're trying to do. They're getting down the field, hand the ball to their running back who couldn't even get the first down. Now 3rd and 2, got some short routes, got a pretty decent concept here. But Steven would end up putting Trey on the out route, so at the tight end could be wide open across the middle by himself. And he would end up easily picking this thing up, and they get to continue their drive. Now, Louisiana's not known for really running the ball that much, but here has some great blocks. Trey kind of missed his block there, but they still got all the way to 1st and goal. And now at the 3-yard line on 2nd and goal, Steven drops back in the pocket. Probably could have hit Trey, but just waited way too long to do it. Took a sack. So now it gets a little bit weird. It's 3rd and goal now. Step back a little bit, getting out to that right side. Don't got no one. Takes another sack. Got to settle for 3 points. But the defense will go out there, get a stop on UNC. Now the crazy thing about the defense right now is that they don't really have anybody who stands out, and I guess it's just the defensive coordinator who's just that good at, playing defense. I mean, they were stopping LSU somehow. Now they're doing it against UNC, and they've been doing good. But here on this play, miscommunication. I don't know what was happening there, but incomplete. And so here in the 3rd quarter, it's a tied game. Trey's being pressed up on that left side, but that guy's really on him. And then that defensive line got to Steven, making it 2nd and 22, and then once again another sack, pushing them back even further. And at this point, they had to run the ball. So this drive right here was over fast. But this second half just starting off so defensive heavy. Like UNC can't move the ball right now. It don't look like Louisiana is doing that at all either. Interception, like, hey man, straight defense being played right now. And like once again, UNC ends up getting stopped. And the 2nd and 20 after a holding call, throwing this thing down the field, got that man Dennis, the speedster, to finally put some more points up on the board and take the lead for the first time in this game. And that touchdown was really all they needed because UNC was only able to get 3 points on their next drive. And this run would definitely top it off with another touchdown, man. What a game for Louisiana. Coming out here winning this game versus UNC, just crazy. And the player of the game will be the running back, Williams. He really did his thing in this game, you feel me? But man, after playing against LSU like that, they had to come out here and do their thing. And I'm not going to lie, it was big thanks to the run game because, man, Steven just could not get away from that pass rush. Like his pass accuracy was just real bit low in this game, but just like look at the receiving, just it showed how hard it was to score against UNC. It was just a run game, defensive game. Hey man, got the dub though. And now Missouri, the 3rd hardest team on their schedule. These last games have been really tough for Louisiana, but they've only lost 1 time so far, and they're looking to win against Missouri with a bomb to Dennis off the rip. Man, what a pass. Now, I'm gonna be honest, it's 17-7, so Louisiana has really been struggling a little bit other than that big bomb that they had earlier. And then this one right here, they really hadn't had nothing, but now they're starting to pick up that momentum. But Missouri is still putting points up. They don't want to fall behind in this game, especially when Dennis is just this fast. Like, hey man, another great pass. But they started locking in, got 3rd down. Steven drops back in the pocket, has to take the check down, and the tight end does not pick it up. So they have to go for it on 4th down. Coach decides to run the ball here on this play, and the running back ends up picking the 1st down up, but just barely. But then once again, they find themselves 3rd and goal here. They got to find a way to pick this up, or they might have to settle for 3 points. Got that outside, but that DB played that perfectly. And after they got 3, Missouri will go ahead and get 3 points as well and get a stop. And Missouri most definitely did not waste that stop. They would go ahead, pick up some more points. And now 3rd down for Louisiana, throwing a bomb down the field. Dennis should have caught that ball because it would have been huge for them. Now it's 4th and 19. That blitz came in and Steven got sacked, and this game is over. And they would take their 2nd loss of the season against Missouri. And somehow Missouri will put up 50 points in this game. I don't know how they did it in such a short time, but they did. And man, just another bad game in the air for Stephen Holloway. Just, the run game couldn't work either. He got sacked a good amount of times in this game, and Dennis really tried, but just couldn't get it done. Trey, don't know where he was. But now that those 3 games are done, the rest of these games will be against Sun Belt teams. So this is definitely where they're going to have to get most of their money at. You feel me? I mean, it's the 6th game of the year. They already took 2 losses. So the only way that they can possibly make it to the playoff is if they don't lose a single game, or at least become number 1 in their division, in their conference. And they're going to have to show off their dominance here in their first game back against, the normal schools that we playing against Texas State. Got a big bomb play today, speedster. He's a guy who's going to have to get open a lot. Now they're up 10-0 right now here in the 2nd quarter after getting 3 points last drive. Got that boy Trey coming across the field, but Steven decides to go ahead and keep it himself, and Trey with amazing blocks there got a big gain off that run right there. As they continue their drive, got what, 1.5 minutes left here in the first half. Across the middle of the field, he takes a big hit, but hey, and he was still able to secure that catch. That's just stuff that he can do. Now here on 2nd and 7, getting it back to Trey. He's fighting through that, getting right through that safety to score that touchdown. And man, they're dominating in this game so far, 17-0, third quarter now. Getting to the other side of the field, got Trey across the middle, diving, grab, great catch right there. Now 1st and 10, I don't know what Trey doing, but he found a way to get open, score that touchdown, they extend their lead. Now if y'all haven't realized yet, Trey's the type of person who won't always run his routes. Sometimes he'll just do what he needs to do to get open, and the coach is letting him do it. I mean, he asked the coach for his blessing to really be able to be free out there on the field, and with him being the #1 wide receiver in the country coming out of high school, I mean, hey man, he was able to do what he wanted to do, and now they're looking good. Got a rushing touchdown to extend their lead, and this game is over, as Louisiana did exactly what they were supposed to do. Playing against Texas State here at home, destroyed them 38-7, just like how they should do. And man, just wait for what Trey gonna do the rest of this season, man. Had a crazy game here. He's gonna continue to have crazy games. And I feel like Steven, he might just, get better throughout the season. He kind of had a weird start, but we're gonna see what happens. And man, that boy Trey Booker with another Offensive Player of the Week, but not only for the Sun Belt, also for the nation, man. He going crazy. 4-2 now, traveling to Arkansas State. Here on 2nd down, the guys are trying to get a connection here, but this ball was not thrown high enough, so it was intercepted. Now, luckily for them, Arkansas would only get 3 points on their drive, and then Trey Booker would destroy his man off this streak route to score a touchdown. That's what's supposed to happen last time. And then the defense got a stop for them, and this 3rd down here, he's hitting Trey on the outside. A perfect ball. There's a flag on the field, though, and it was on the offense. Holding. This play is coming back. But that ain't nothing to these dudes, man. Trey Booker and Steven, they gonna connect again here on this corner route. Once again, just a complete dot. Like, that's an amazing pass right there, and a great catch as well. Now, Arkansas State would score a touchdown on their drive. Almost stopped Louisiana on their drive, making it 4th and 3, but left the running back wide open to get the 1st down. But playing good defense once again. 20 seconds left here in the first half on 3rd down, and it was almost intercepted. They only getting 3 points on that drive. They're so lucky that that ball was not picked off, but now here in the 3rd quarter, 3rd and 4, pass rush comes in, fumble, and Arkansas got the ball. And with that, they didn't disappoint. They were going to score a touchdown to tie this game up, but man, wide open Dennis the speedster to go ahead and take that lead right back. And this time around, Arkansas State couldn't score, and Trey Booker down the field, beautiful pass, great dive and grab to get all the way down the field. Now it's 3rd and 4, getting out to the right side. Don't really see anyone to get this ball to, but Trey kills his man, getting back to the outside to score this touchdown, man. Beautiful. And now this time, Arkansas State scored. They was not trying to be out of this game, but man, Trey Booker is just this good. Beat his man over the top, and this ball was perfect. Another touchdown for these guys. And at that point, Arkansas State could not keep up with the firepower that is Trey Booker. And man, bro would have 10 catches, 255, and 4 touchdowns. Like, man, he went out there and had a ball, man. And Stephen Holloway would have 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. That 1 interception was terrible, but hey, man, these dudes came out here, balled out once again. It was almost going to be one of those type of games, but Arkansas State just couldn't keep up, man. They just couldn't. And of course, once again, Offensive Player of the Week for the Sun Belt and Offensive Player of the Week for the National. And not only did he do that, but he broke some records too. The most receiving yards in the game for Louisiana and the most touchdown catches. Now playing against a Troy team who just isn't having the best season, so Louisiana should definitely take this one home. Already scoring a big touchdown here, great drive. Now Troy would only end up getting 3 points on their drive, and Trey Booker getting to that right side, catching this, going down with it, picking up this 1st down. And Troy started playing some defense a little bit, but they ended up pressing Trey on that left side, as y'all can see. And of course, Trey beat his man over the top, but man, Steven didn't throw that ball correctly, so they ended up having himself for 3. And then on their next drive, while it's tied up, 3rd and 21, tried to get over the top to Dennis, who had his man over the top, but that ball just was not the best, and it got swatted and landed right in the defender's hands. Now, last time Steven tried to throw the ball down the field to Dennis, it did not work out. But this time, he's throwing it over the top. It might have been a little bit overthrown. Probably could have been touchdown, but it was thrown harder. But, hey, man, still security got into the red zone. And now on 2nd and goal, got Trey on the outside for the touchdown. And as Troy's rebuttal, they were not able to score a touchdown on that left side. Y'all see that? Man, Trey beats his man over the top, catches that ball, gets them all the way to the other side of the field with 20 seconds left now here in the 2nd quarter. Steven getting out to the right side, sees Trey across the field for that big touchdown to extend their lead. And at this point, this might be where Troy gets left in the dirt because they can't score, and up 2 scores, 3rd down, over the top, Dennis, and this is another touchdown to extend their lead, and it might be over with at this point. Now, Troy finally scored, but I mean, it's way too late. Ragin Cajuns already here in the red zone on 1st and goal, about to run the ball in, score another touchdown, and it's over. Now, Troy would, have a little last second try to get back into the game, but they'll lose the game by 7 points anyways. And of course, Trey gets the player of the game, 7 catches, 148, 3 touchdowns. Steven had a way better game than he normally does. With that 70% from the completion, that's pretty good for him, especially because he's been throwing 40s, 50s this season. It's good to see. Got App State this week, and the way Louisiana's been putting up points in these last couple weeks, App State's definitely had to keep up and already got this connection going with Trey and Steven already getting a touchdown. App State couldn't score, but look at Trey beating his man once again for another touchdown. App State, guess what? Couldn't score again. And now up 14 points, got that boy wide open for the 1st down. Now on 3rd and goal, just waiting for something to get open, get into that outside, tight end, touchdown, another one. And App State finally scores a touchdown, but it might be too late because it's already 21-7. 3rd down, over the top, got that boy Trey who takes off, burning both people who tried to tackle him, get into the end zone. Already 28-7 in the 1st half, and now in the 2nd half, 35-7 over the top again. Trey with another touchdown. This is over. And these dudes will put up 52 points against App State. Oh man, crazy. And Trey will go ahead and break his own records. He got 309 yards, 5 touchdowns, 11 catches. And Steven came out here, got 6 touchdowns, over 350, 364 actually. Man, what a stat game. And of course, why would he not get both Offensive Player of the Weeks? He just did his thing. He just went too crazy. And like I said, he broke his own records, receiving yards and touchdown catches in the game for Louisiana. But man, even though they do have 2 losses right now, as it stands, they have a 1st round bye. And they're also ranked 24 in the nation as we speak. So they need to keep on winning, man. They got this. Now, Louisiana has 3 games left here on the season, and they're taking on Southern Mississippi this week, who's 3-6 right now. So this should definitely be one of the easier wins of the year, but we're going to see what happens. You can never, count a team out. And here they're proving that you can't, because this was an amazing play by that safety. I didn't think he'll be able to get to it, but he was able to. And then Steven would throw another interception here on this slant route. Now, I understand this one because it looked like it should have been a penalty somewhere, but whatever. Because Southern Mississippi would go ahead and score a touchdown to take the lead, but Trey Booker would go ahead and tie this game right back up. 4 minutes left here in the 1st half. Southern Mississippi done got a field goal to go ahead and take the lead right back, making it a 3-point game. But this dot will put Louisiana right back up the field into the red zone. And then on 2nd and 7, he doesn't see anything open, so he decides to scramble out to the left side, hoping that he'll get the good blocks that he needs here, and he ended up falling at the 1-yard line. And then 2nd and goal, getting out to the right side, he got Trey, and this thing is intercepted. He threw that ball too high, so they don't come out that play with a touchdown. But it's still a close game here in the 2nd half, 13-10. Louisiana actually down here in this game. Got Trey on the right side, a dot, great catch. It made that way all the way here into the red zone. Got a motion from the running back in the backfield. Trey on the slant, great route, touchdown, taking the lead. And then the defense came through in the clutch, got the stop for Louisiana's offense. Now down the field, can Trey Booker somehow secure this catch? All them defenders around, he couldn't catch it, and it was intercepted for another interception by Steven. I don't know what's going on, but this is the most times he done turned the ball over in the game. And now here on 3rd and 8, he decides to scramble up the field. Now, he did a bonehead play here. He dived instead of sliding, and another turnover, a fumble. And this time Mississippi will score a touchdown, but Louisiana made their way all the way down the field, only down 3 points, so a touchdown would take the lead, and this run would give them the lead. And that was all they needed, because the defense would go out there, get the stop on Southern Mississippi. Louisiana would just barely get out of this game with a dub, man. Just barely, but still got it, though. That's all that matters. And of course, once again, Trey Booker with the player of the game, 8 for 175 and 2 touchdowns. And man, it really looked like Steven was trying to lose this game. The 4 interceptions, I think, 1 fumble in this game. Like, I don't know what he was doing out there, but somehow still came out with the dub. And man, the hero of the game getting Sun Belt Offensive Player of the Week once again. Got 2 games left here in the season. Losing any of these games could possibly knock them out of the playoffs. So these dudes have no room for error at all. 3rd down, picking up this big 1st down. Trey Booker, of course. Now they done made their way all the way down the field, but now it's 3rd and 4. We got a couple slants coming across the field. And Trey decided to come in, do an out route, but that slant ended up being wide open to go ahead and score a touchdown. Old Dominion could not put up no points here. 2nd and 4, getting out to that right side. Got Trey Booker once again picking up another big game. Now Old Dominion can get these dudes to 3rd and 7, but can they stop their drive completely? Probably not. Trey Baker corner route touchdown once again. And man, it's looking like another one of those games. Just Louisiana has just been dominating against teams that are in their conference so far, and they're doing it here against Old Dominion once again, getting into the end zone off a run, making this a 3-score game. Old Dominion done finally put a touchdown up, but now 3rd and 7, corner route. He put that ball right on the money, but just couldn't get into the end zone. So the 1-yard line, they tried to run the ball, it didn't work, but on 3rd and goal, wide open, probably should have threw it to Trey, but still don't matter, got the touchdown. 28-7 here in the 3rd quarter. Old Dominion just cannot keep up at all with this team scoring. 15 gets into the end zone, they extend their lead. Man, this game's over with. But Louisiana was not done. Old Dominion got 10 points now, but Trey Booker was being pressed up on it. Y'all know what happens. Lofting that ball right over that defender. A perfect pass for the touchdown. Extend the lead even more. Man, just what a game. Louisiana will get out of this game 42-17 as they get ready for their last game of the season. Hopefully they can end it off with another dub so they stay in the playoffs. And man, an efficient game, very efficient. 10 for 12, didn't have to do too much, but still found a way to get 5 touchdowns. Didn't get 300 yards, but man, this was a very efficient game from Stephen Holloway, something that we just haven't seen all season. The run game was really working from both backs. You feel me? The passing game was all Trey Booker, you feel me? And of course, Trey Booker got Offensive Player of the Week once again. Now, this game right here is very important. It's versus South Alabama, a team that is ranked higher than Louisiana, so they definitely need to get this dub. But not only that, this is going to be the game of who goes to the conference championship, because they're both in the, Sun Belt West, I think. So with the same record as well, so whoever wins this game right here goes on to the conference. Now already, Louisiana is dominating in this game as they're up 14-0, and over the top got that boy Dennis with a big touchdown, extending the lead even more. And South Alabama just doesn't seem like they can put up any type of points, and if you can't score against Louisiana, you're going to get destroyed as they're getting right now. 2nd and goal now, running this ball right up the middle. That boy Davis gets in to extend the lead even further. 28-0, 3rd down, and look, Trey was supposed to run a fade ball, and that's what Steven thought. So when he threw that ball, he was expecting it to be to the pylon, but instead, it was intercepted. Doesn't matter though. Game over, 28-0, going on to the conference championship. And that boy Davis come out here with the player of the game this time, 121, 30 attempts, 2 touchdowns. And then the passing wasn't perfect from Steven, but it was good enough to go ahead and get this dub. And yeah, you know, Trey Booker, of course, did his thing too. Now, we get into the part that really matters this season. We're in the conference championship now. Got to win this to get a secure spot in the college football playoff. And it gets Georgia State out of all schools. Now, I'm not going to lie. Honestly, I didn't expect Georgia State to be the team to come out here and be the team that they play against. But, I mean, they playing pretty good here on defense so far. It's 3rd and 22 now. And they end up getting another sack, which didn't even allow a field goal. But their offense wasn't able to get anything either. But that pass rush is still looking good. Now, Steven was able to get out there, get this 1st down using his legs. But the defense from Georgia State is really showing out right now. And it's looking like it might be one of those games where Steven's going to be scrambling a lot. And this time he got it to Trey for the touchdown. Now, so far as the third quarter now been a very defensive game, only 7-0. Georgia State still can't even put no points on the board. Got Trey on the outside, falls at the 1 yard line, but it ain't nothing to them. Second and goal, running this ball in. Davis getting into the end zone to extend this thing to a 2-score lead, and that might be all they need. And as a matter of fact, it was, because they'll win this game 14-3, just straight defense, but man, they got out there with the dub, so they get a secured playoff spot no matter what. And this time it was Steven with the player of the game. Now, it wasn't much stats going on offense, to be honest, like 11 for 20, under 200 yards. The run game was okay. It was good enough, I guess. You feel me? Like Booker didn't really have that much. You know, it was a game, I guess. But now it's playoff time. But first, of course, that boy Trey Booker with 1,800 yards, 27 touchdowns, 83 catches, got the Biletnikoff Award, the best wide receiver in the nation. But now it's playoff time, and unfortunately, they got Clemson. One of the toughest games they could have had, but if they win, they can play Tulane. We're going to see what happens. It's a big one. Now, I'm going to just say one thing. Louisiana here playing against Clemson, and the worst part about it is the fact that they're at Clemson. So, yeah. It's kind of just like against Death Valley, you feel me? It's going to be very tough, very difficult with this home crowd just being as loud as they are. And here in the playoffs, it's going to be huge. But here, the big question is Steven and Trey going to be enough to get past Clemson? Guess we're going to have to find out. Now, on Louisiana's first drive, they're making their way down the field, trying to get the run game going. Now, if they can get the run game going, it's going to be a lot easier. So Clemson's pass rush isn't all over Steven the whole game. Now, it's 3rd and 1, and they was thinking of running the ball in this play, but instead decided to pass the ball, which probably wasn't the best thing to do because that pass rush all over them. Everything's locked up, but last second tried to hit Trey wide open and just couldn't get it to him. Clemson would score a touchdown and end up putting Louisiana in a very bad position here on 3rd down. Got it to Trey. He could not secure that catch, and Clemson would go on to score another touchdown. This is just a very bad position for Louisiana to be in right now. Steven can finally find Trey wide open across the field. Now with 2 minutes left here in the first half, they got to find a way to score a touchdown, and they do, as Trey killed his man getting to the outside and got into the end zone. Now, this is actually the perfect opportunity for Louisiana to go ahead and take the lead. Clemson couldn't put up no points last drive, but it's 3rd down now because that Clemson defense is all over them, trying to get to Trey, but it's a little bit underthrown with that pressure in his face, and it was intercepted. And so an opportunity to take the lead now turns into an 11-point game here in the second half, and it's 3rd and 2. And he sees Dennis is on that right side pressed, but look, Dennis is way faster than that guy over there, so of course he had to get it to him. Perfect pass, end zone. And now, once again, a situation where they're able to take the lead here in this game, as Clemson was not able to even get a field goal. But man, Steven just completely sails on this play. Should have thrown a check down to the tight end, but tried to force it in a Trey, which was intercepted. And these mistakes that Steven is making is just making it so much harder for his team to stay in this game. They're down 10 points now, and after the sack, losing 7 yards. Now, on this play, Steven told Trey to go ahead and run a curl route at the 1st down marker. He did. He threw a little bit behind him just in case, but now it's 3rd and 5, a little bit more manageable, and he was able to find Trey once again, but it went straight to the tight end instead. But now the 4th quarter, there's no room for any more of those mistakes that they was making. Steven getting out to the left side, gonna go ahead and take it himself, getting to the 1 yard line, but there's a flag on the field, and illegal block in the back by Trey. And so they gotta try to find a way to get back up there. 2nd and 12, getting out to the left, but the running back's wide open on the right side, got him for the touchdown. Defense can get this stop. I know they can, and they did. Leaving it to be a 3-point game with 3 minutes left here, they definitely have an opportunity to win this game now. 2nd and 7, everybody's pressed up on. Steven drops back in the pocket. That pressure is getting there. He has to get that ball out. And now 3rd and 7, if the touchdown is there, he has to take it. Tight end on a corner route, he puts this ball right on the money for the touchdown, and it might have been too early, but they had to take it while they had it. But it was indeed too early to score. They would lose this game 32-35 as Clemson went on to score the game-winning touchdown. And man, it was a real tough, hard-fought game here against Clemson. They tried their best, but I feel like Steven made a couple just mistakes that could have probably led to winning had he not made them. But man, they had a crazy season here. Stephen Holloway with a pretty good year. Definitely could have been better and will definitely have to improve next season. That boy Booker, that boy Trey Booker just completely gapped the second best wide receiver in the nation. And that Blitnikoff was obviously his. In terms of running, we're going to see what happens to the running game next season. I mean, they had to split carries. They did pretty decent for how many times they had the ball. And man, that boy Trey Booker broke the record for the most touchdown catches in a single season at 28. And as y'all can see, Steven and Trey are all over the record books for Louisiana. But after an amazing first year, unfortunately couldn't make it that far in the playoff. How do y'all think they did on this Louisiana Ragin Cajun team? And how y'all think they're going to do next season?